Hi, my name is Olivia Timmers, and this is my favorite brain part presentation. So I'm actually not doing the hypothalamus as my favorite brain part, but I thought it was important to mention as I am doing a more specific part of the hypothalamus. So I just wanted to give a quick rundown on its function and location before I go into the smaller part. So the hypothalamus functions to regulate thirst, hunger, aggression, sexual behavior, and the autonomic nervous system. And it's located in the forebrain, but more specifically the diencephalon of the forebrain. So here's like a little zoomed up picture of the hypothalamus. It is the highlighted green part, as you can see here. So I will be doing my presentation on the ventromedial hypothalamus, which is located in the middle of the hypothalamus. And I chose this as my favorite brain part mainly because of when we talked about the rats and how the lesions of the ventromedial hypothalamus influence eating behavior. And I just thought that was really interesting, so I wanted to talk about that today. Here's a more zoomed in picture of the ventromedial hypothalamus. Again, it's highlighted in green and it's a very small little area. So the ventromedial hypothalamus plays a role in the regulation of hunger and satiety. It plays more of a role in satiety, but I thought it would be important to mention hunger as well, even though that is more of the lateral hypothalamus's job. So when it comes to hunger, there are multiple external and internal cues. External cues could be smelling your favorite food or being in a social setting where there's food being served. That just kind of makes you feel hungry. But here I'll be talking about kind of the chemicals involved. So examples of the chemicals involved are neuropeptide Y, agouti-related protein, ghrelin, orexin, and leptin. These are not all of the chemicals involved in hunger, but as I was doing my research, these were just the ones mentioned the most, so I thought I'd also bring them up. So ghrelin is known as the hunger hormone. It's produced by the pancreas and it stimulates feeding behavior. And I'm talking about it because receptors for ghrelin are found in the ventromedial hypothalamus. But here we kind of get to like the meat of the presentation and the ventromedial hypothalamus's main role, which is in satiety or that feeling of fullness. It's done through an interaction of leptin, which regulates the body's fat stores, and ghrelin, which I already mentioned before, is the hunger hormone. Then this is something I find very interesting because it's a little contradictory. So stimulating the ventromedial hypothalamus makes you stop eating, but lesions to the ventromedial hypothalamus make you kind of unable to stop. And when I say unable to stop, I don't mean that you'll never be able to stop eating. I just mean that when you have a lesion to your ventromedial hypothalamus, you have a higher set point for fullness. And lesions also lead to excessive insulin production, which will make you feel constantly hungry. So here, as I mentioned before, the rats that we talked about, this is a rat that had a lesion to the ventromedial hypothalamus, and as you can see, became incredibly overweight. Which will happen. And then here's another image I wanted to add. So you can see that lesions to the lateral hypothalamus, which controls hunger, will make you lose weight. And then you can see the contrast between lesions to the lateral and lesions to the ventromedial hypothalamus here. So that is my favorite brain part. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah.